Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Well, this is part 2 of my accordion book using paper pumpkin chipboard and Design a Daydream DSP. So welcome back, and let's get our little accordion book finished. Let's go over our measurements. Let me give you a sneak peek. This is the first one. I already have it untied. This was my sample using Forever Eden and the Ever Eden or Eden's Garden dies, little bits I had left over. I'm going to set that one aside for now. This is the one we are creating with Design a Daydream DSP, and this DSP is the showstopper for this book. It is absolutely gorgeous. So here you can see we have our book prepped, and I've got the pages to fill it. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I'm going to have to cut some more pages. I only prepped enough for 6, even though I wrote down 8. Okay, so let's go over what we are going to need. On here, on my first set of directions, cut 8 pieces of DSP. I only did 6, but that's all right. It happens. So let's get started. Cut to a basic white. We just did that, the 5.5 by 11. Score them at 3 3/4 by 7.5. Join the 2 short ends together, which we did in video number 1. Cut 6 pieces of DSP measuring 3.5 by 4 3/4, and I need to change that to cut 8. That was my boo-boo, but it shall all be just fine. Cut 2 DSP from the scrap, 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. Cut 2 pieces of cardstock. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to show you, we're going to cut, what can I cut that I have not used? Okay, we'll do that last. I will show you though. This is my piece of DSP, 1 of 6. I need 8 though. 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. When you do cut it with the 12 by 12 piece of paper, you are left with a wee little piece this size. I cut this size down to make my little pocket. Show you. You can do this with. So I've got 1 done. I've chose 2 designs. So that's one thing we're doing with our DSP. I'm going to show you that. Let's move on. Cut 2 pieces of DSP from scrap, 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. Cut 2 pieces of cardstock, 2 by 3 3/4. That is for our scrap piece here to make our pocket. Cut cardstock, 3 by 3 1/4. This is for our next set of pages. Here's one already done. So I have my Daffodil Delight is cut at 3 by 3 3/4. My basic white here is 2 3/4 by 3. We're going to stamp on there. I used the double oval punch, a bow punch, a rectangle postage punch, the Petal Park punch. Stamps, I'm using Petal Park, Celebrating You, Lovely You, and Very Best Occasions. And I just realized I didn't write down the measurements for this card at all. So let me get those done. You can already see I have them. So this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So one more page. I have basic white, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I have a 1 inch cardstock is 1 by, want to make sure it's 4 3/4. And DSP is 3/4 of an inch by 4 3/4. So now that we have that down, you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm going to put these up and we're going to start with one set and move on. So I'm clipping those back together. So let's get on with our pages. So this is my first page. I used 3 different DSPs. Now I'm going to use 4 when I cut the last ones. My double oval punch, Daffodil Delight, basic white. I stamped one with Smile, one with Thinking of You, and I stamped a little bit with this little punch from the Lovely You stamp set. So I took my 1/8 of an inch score tape and I outlined 3 edges of, that one got a little over, 3 edges of my piece of cardstock to make a little pocket. I don't have anything to put in it as of yet. I wanted to put a picture in there, but you could add another piece of basic white. That is up to you. This is going to go all the way down to the bottom. And I did this twice, like so. And then I have my piece of DSP. Just like that. And the reason why I have 2 is one for the front and one is for the back. And Thinking of You. And that's ready now to go inside. So let's do that. We got to decide which pages go where. So I'm thinking this is for the back, so I'm deciding, I guess I'm going to start with Smile, and I'm just going to lay it right there. And there is a tiny, tiny border of basic white around that this will sit into. Maybe not. You see? Yep. Okay, there's no border on the sides, just the top and the bottom. So next we have our next piece, which is going to go over where we joined our books. We'll do the back all together. And that is going to be this beautiful piece. And I'm going to show you how I stamped it, even though I got that one glued down. This piece is going right here. So let me glue that down and then we'll do the back piece. Ooh, that would have been pretty too on the front. Didn't think about using that one. So there's my book. Looks like that is going to be just fine. Now I'm wishing that I had made these the same exact as the page, but hey, sometimes that's just the way it goes. This is for the back. I'm going to show you how I stamped it. Maybe if I can find my scratch paper. There's some more. So I have the Lovely You, these 2 elements, and I have Mint Macaron and Daffodil Delight. Mint Macaron first, and I am going to just do a bit of a border. I'm going to stamp off. I'm going to bring it just like so. Stamp off again. And keep with that curve. Stamp off again. This time I'm going to do the opposite side. I could have got more of that on the paper, but that's all right. Let me flip it over because it's not all right with me. It's not okay. That is not okay. There's 1, 2. That's so much better. There's 1. There's 2. And now the Daffodil Delight. I'm not closing up the Mint Macaron or that because we're going to use it again. So I'm stamping off. And if you're wondering if this is for scrapbooking, no, not really. I just thought that if you knew somebody and you could do a whole family could could sign on each of the little pieces, have their own spot to write to somebody very special. This would be great for Mother's Day. You could put a picture, you could put notes from all the siblings, the children, to the mom. You could make this for a dad. You could do this so many different ways. So that's for the back. That's my front one. This is for the back. So we're going to set that one aside. Next, we're going to go to our third page. And this is already done for the back. I'm going to show you how. I stamped this already. So we're going to swap that one out. Put that right there. And I did, yes, I did give you guys the measurements. I had to write them down myself. So I'm not using this stamp and I'm not using that stamp. I'm bringing in a totally different one. I'm just doing this one. And we're going to ink it and stamp it all at 2 times of inkings. And I'm just trying to get, using the corner of my stamp pad, I'm inking up the leaves. You can see I got a little bit on my flower. I'm just going to use my thumb and get that ink off. Now I'm going to ink up it in Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to do the same thing, this time with the flower, and just use the corner of my ink pad. I'm just checking to make sure I did get some down there. I did. I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to bring my Stamp It like so. Now I do have to clean this off because just me, but I don't want any extra ink residue on there. And we're going to do it one more time. So I'm just going to use the corner and get my stem. Pushed a little too hard. Did pretty good with not getting it on the actual flower. I'm going to turn her, and I'm going to use this corner again, inking up my flower, stamp off, and I'm going to bring it right like so. And that is all the stamping we're going to do. I am going to bring this and join. Let me get rid of my scratch pad. All right. So I'm going to put the 3/4 of an inch strip onto the 1 inch strip. And I already have on my 1 inch strip some tear tape, some 1/4 inch tear tape, top and bottom. I'm looking for my lovely pokey tool here. And I will be honest with you, it is bugging me that apparently I did not trim. My edges should have been just a little shorter on the one edge. But hey, it is what it is, and it happens. So I'm coming in 1/2 inch from the left edge and lining that up. And now this little piece is going to tuck in just like that. And this one is going to go here, but I'm going to stay with it. It's going to work out just fine. So if I have any suggestions, I would cut a wee bit off or make it completely the same size as the insert piece. But I've already got it going, so we're going to stay with it. Now, did I get that too close to the edge? There. So next, I'm going to turn it over. Yikes. And we're going to do the back side. So here, I am going to need to trim this one a hair, though. Looks like. Maybe not. Well, maybe not bend it the wrong way, and then it'll work just fine. Okay, so now I need to decide where these are going to lay. And I could trim these down. I am going to trim this one down. I am going to take like a 1/16 of an inch off. each edge. Because I want it to be, it is bugging me. So let's see if I can do that to this one, even with that cardstock on there. Yep, I can do it. No fear. And let's see, last one needs a little trimming, especially for the back. All my preparation. Of course, the other book was a little bigger. I guess maybe I forgot that. There's a quarter, 16th and one more to go. Let me double check this one. It just is like, okay. Yeah, it wasn't straight. I didn't think so. Now it is. Now let's glue them in place. Let's do this. So, ooh, I think, do I want them in the same place or do I want them in different spots? I'm kind of liking the look of that. I am. Nope. This one's got to go to the right. This one's got to go in the middle just because of the different background on it. So starting with this one, as I get glue on me, much better fit. Much better little snuggly little fit. This one. Oh my gosh, it's so darling. It really is. I mean, I can't explain to you or get you to see just how darn cute. It's so, so cute. Look at that. Ah, absolutely love it. So I do need to cut and place one more bit of DSP, one here and one on the other side. So let's see what I have. I bet we could use, let me see how much I have of that. I could just do, oh, I think we're going to do this. This was cut left over from what we cut to cover our chipboard. I'm just going to place that right there. That solves that issue. That was easy. I need to measure this piece though to see, just center it up in there. So right there. So that is, let's get a ruler, okay? Let's be fair about this. Let's get a ruler. 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. I'm going to write this down. 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Okay, let's cut guillotine. 3 3/4. Did I just get that wrong? Now I got 3 1/2. Might help if I look. 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. 3 1/2. I gotta rewrite that. So 3 1/2 by 4. And that is not gonna work because I cut it the wrong way. By 4 1/4. Oh my gosh, scared. By 4 1/2. Can that really be right? Yeah, that is not. I'm having a brain meltdown, guys. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. That is 4.5. 4.5 by 3.25. Why is this 4.5? Let me turn it this way. 4.5 this way, and that is not straight. Let's make it straight. 4.5 by 3.25. Oh, all of that. Unbelievable. Can't get it straight. So we're going to flop my book over now. It's so pretty. There we go. And hopefully it's in camera because I can't see my camera. I moved it again, adjusting it. I don't even need to put anything on that. I absolutely love my little book. I love the bright colors. I love all that chunky glitter. So we're going to tie it, and then I'm going to untie it for you because I just want you to see how pretty the little bow is. If I can get the bow out, that is perfect. And yes, the bow is too long. It needs some trimmings. So let's hold it together. There. That's a much better size bow. So my wee little book, my sample one, is right there. That's bigger than this one, the actual one, but I'm so happy with it. And we untie it, open her up, and voila. Look at that lovely stuff. You got pockets to put stuff. It's just absolutely adorable, and the paper is bright. It's springy. You could do this for Easter. You could do so much with it. Mother's Day, just anything you want. Like I said, I would adjust those pages down 1/8 of an inch. So let me look at my notes here, and I will change those. Let me put that up. Where is my notebook? So all of this, the 6 pieces, needs to come down to 3 and so 3.5 down 1/8. So I would do 3.25. So I'm going to change this to 3.25 by 4.5 for the DSP. Yep, I would do that. And vice versa, I'll have to go through and change it all for my notes, but change to those. But anyways, I hope you still enjoyed this project. I hope that you like it as much as I think, because I think it's just absolutely beautiful. This one is too. This was my sample. I'll keep it, as something I made. I'll probably try again and see how my measurements are. Maybe I'll do, I love the size. The size is perfect. I don't know what to tell you. I just love it. So I hope you guys give it a try. Adjust those measurements. Sorry about that. But that's what happens when you create, and that's how it just goes. And I hope you appreciate me showing you how I make mistakes too. It's just what it is. But I love sharing my love of paper crafts with you. And I hope you guys come back to my wonderland and visit me again soon. Bye-bye now.